Welcome back to the Fanboy Cantina. In this video, we are unboxing the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover, the Megatron HISS Tank. Let's start with the packaging. The packaging looks exceptional. It is beautiful to look at. If you are a mint and box collector and want to have this on your shelf, it will not disappoint. Just look at the color, how vibrant it is. On the left-hand side, you've got the Transformers design. And on the right-hand side, it's the G.I. Joe design. Flipping it around on the back, we can see the imagery for the HISS Tank and Megatron together, along with that G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover logo in the upper right-hand corner. There are 4 clear stickers holding the package together, so if you want to open up the package, you'll have to remove those stickers. That was easy for me to do and not damage the packaging. On the front, you might notice the Baroness shown there. That is not a plastic window, but it's kind of funny how they got that shine to make it look like it's a plastic window. That's just printed on. Now let's open up the package. And as I already said, the package itself is beautiful, but check this out, how you open it up. I don't keep a lot of packages for toys after I open them, but this one, I have to keep this package. It's just exceptional how they've done this. As for the cardboard box, it's not terribly interesting. On one side, you've got Hasbro, and then on the other side, some words from Cobra. And if you're looking at the sides or at the top, you can see the G.I. Joe logo along with the Autobot logo, which is a little bit strange for a Megatron HISS Tank. Now let's open up that inner box, and the good news is that there's not a lot of loose parts or other things that you need to use here to assemble the Megatron. Megatron is pretty much ready to go. There are no stickers either, so that is really welcome. And there are just these little elastic tabs holding the figure in place. If you're wondering where the carded Baroness figure is, it is tucked away here in the back, nice and secure. One of my criticisms about this toy is that they kind of cheated out on the cannons where the bottoms are hollowed out, which is an odd choice for Megatron's main cannon. It's simple enough to take those remaining pieces and assemble the Megatron HISS Tank. Using the holes on the wrists, you can insert on one arm the back of the HISS Tank, which forms kind of a shield, and on the other we can insert the cannon, and now we've got Megatron. This toy is very large and it's sturdy too. It will stand on your shelf. It will hopefully not fall down. It's quite sturdy. The head moves a little bit, so that's cool. And then that turret, if you wanted to, you could put a figure in there and it turns around, obviously. There's a good range of movement in the arms, so that is very cool, and posability in the legs as well. So I think this thing is just absolutely amazing. It'll look great on a shelf. Thinking about my kid self, as a little kid playing with my Joes and my Transformers, I could have never imagined this thing being a reality. And so this thing is just awesome to look at. The back of the Megatron is a little bit funky, right? The canopy had to go somewhere, so that's what it ends up looking like. But overall, I think it's a really awesome looking figure. Now let's transform this Megatron into the HISS Tank. It's not that hard. You can figure it out yourself. There is an included instruction booklet, and that can probably make it a little bit easier. Now we just have that final piece of putting on the back of the HISS Tank that covers up Megatron's head, and that piece again doubles as a shield for Megatron. And now we've got the HISS Tank, and it's a true to scale HISS Tank, compatible with all of your other 3 3/4 inch or 4 inch G.I. Joe action figures. It's amazing. It is amazing that we've got a HISS Tank that can transform into Megatron. How ridiculous, how awesome is that? The canopy does open. There's a little tab right there, easy to get at, so that you can open up the canopy and get into that cockpit. And there are some decent enough details on the inside of the cockpit. I, again, am so happy there are no stickers for this toy. Everything is printed on. I do worry a little bit about scratches happening for this toy. There's already some scratches on mine. Came that way. So I think after repeated use, you might scuff it up a little bit. The included action figure is the Baroness. The Baroness is carded and on a retro card back. At first blush, this figure would look okay. You know, on the back, you've got a file card with 5 languages on it. And so when you've got 5 languages and not a lot of space, doesn't leave a lot of room for actual text about the Baroness. The main issue with this action figure is how they handled the glasses. So if you look at that, you know, they painted the skin tone into the glasses section and then painted on the eyes, so it looks a little bit strange. On the back of the card, we've got that Transformers and G.I. Joe logo shown, and there is no UPC code because this action figure is packed into this overall toy. So if you're a G.I. Joe fan, maybe you want to display it this way. You've got the HISS Tank alongside the retro-carded Baroness figure. I'm not taking that action figure out of the package. I'm going to leave it as is. So this way looks nice, or the other way is to display it with Megatron, and so let's do that. I'm not sure if it's easier to transform from Megatron to the HISS Tank or from the HISS Tank to Megatron. Over time, you know, you just sort of, I think, get used to it, and it'll be easier as you go. You can see that I'm kind of doing a terrible job right here in the video. This is the instruction manual for transforming the Megatron HISS Tank. For me, I think this is the best way to display it with Megatron in that robot form alongside the Baroness action figure. So post in the comments, what do you think of the Megatron HISS Tank? Are you going to add this to your collection? As always, thank you so much for watching. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. This has been the Fanboy Cantina.